Trust and confidence in democratic institutions is at an all-time low. To try to improve citizens' trust, city administrations and politicians promote innovative ways to engage with stakeholders, to source ideas and to co-create solutions. They develop digital portals for participation to facilitate collaboration with citizens and stakeholders. But are these platforms providing greater participation, or are they simply replicating what is already offered by numerous other digital tools? What do these platforms need to be successful, and what would be the key features of sustainable models of online participation? I'm Kiorri, and this is Communicating Democracy, the EuroPCom podcast on public communication. So, to look into digital platforms of public participation, I am joined by Anna Przybylska. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, Anna, you are Associate Professor and Director of the Center of Deliberation at the Faculty of Sociology, University of Warsaw. So, I assume you get questions like these ones all the time, right? No?
Well, these are the questions that we ask ourselves as researchers involved in this area of research.
So now we're starting off our podcast. You know, we are at a period where trust in the institutions is at an all-time low, as I mentioned, right? And I have the feeling that many citizens either want to give up in participating altogether or are really eager to participate more because they want to have their voices heard or be a part of the decision-making, right? So my question is, how can participatory deliberative democracy help rebuild social trust and reduce polarization in our societies?
Right. So I would say that we've got more tools than ever at hand to use in a considerate way to enhance the processes of participation and deliberation. But we have to do that with certain goal in mind. I mean, that's the choice of platforms or tools follows the goal that we want to achieve, and then the questions that we want to ask our citizens and the idea of what kind of procedure will lead us to the goal. So this is the second row of importance, I would say, picking up a particular platform or tools. But nonetheless, it might be helpful. It might be helpful to reach the goal. So first of all, I think that IT tools or platforms can help us at each stage of the process of participation, civic participation, and deliberation, strengthening, developing those activities that are involved in planning of the process, and then organizing it, wrapping up, and following, because citizens want to see the connection between the process and the decision. So we have to create the area that we propose to citizens as a meeting point, in a way, an online meeting point. And there we can we inform them about the goal of upcoming processes. We also can store information about the results of past processes.
Right.
So they see the continuity of collaboration and see the efficiency and transparency can concern not only what we are going to do, so the goal, but justification, why we want to do it, how we want to do it, and what comes out of the process. I think it's immensely important that citizens can grab this, like the whole idea, right? That they are convinced that they are participating in something important. And what I want to say is to build the community around the platform. Well, there's several aspects to it. So first of all, citizens have to know about that, and traditional media or even social media can be important in attracting them there. But to stay them there. It's important they see the purpose so that the participation processes are successful.
From what you're saying, I do understand that there is a little bit of distrust when it comes to the platforms used and to these tools that you're mentioning. But why do you think there is distrust? What makes citizens question the legitimacy or the processes when it comes to these platforms?
Let's start by saying that not each citizen has got the past experience of participating in processes that lead to kind of inputs into decision making. So they have no experience, right? Not all of them know that something like this exists. But they might be simply distrustful of institutions for various reasons. And now we want to use participation to battle this distrust. To do it efficiently, we have to organize these processes in a way that really build this trust instead of distrust. But that means that people should be well informed about their role, the general goal, how they contribute to achieving the goal, and then about the result itself and how it links to decision making.
We know that in these platforms there are some automated moderations, right? But also there are also in-person moderations, right? So if we were to compare to these two, what would you say citizens are more keen on participating in? Which of the two cases?
Right. So as I said before, there's various platforms being tested and for various purposes. And some platforms involve automated or test automated or bot-supported and group-supported moderation. And most of the time, this is for the reason of scaling up. So we can imagine that once people get accustomed, this is efficient, people accept it, we can organize more processes and scale up these processes. More people in the general population can contribute to this kind of processes and have this kind of experience, right? To contribute to this participatory process linked to decision-making processes. And I would say that from my experience, when I speak with young people who have that opportunity to test automated moderation and be part of the group, they would still choose face-to-face communication. But at the same time, they acknowledge that this automated moderation may offer the environment that supports objectivity.
Right.
Because there is no human bias, basically. So we are testing it, and it might be promising, depending on what we want to achieve, what we want to highlight. But when we battle distrust, maybe this is the way. Why not to try it? Maybe it will help us to achieve the goal we want.
I'm taking you now to a different aspect of participation. We've talked a lot about deliberate participation, right? Which is different from just participation. Because the word deliberate carries already a lot of meaning in it. Could you explain to us how can you incentivize citizens to deliberately participate? And what happens with the marginalized groups in our society where they cannot really participate?
Involving citizens in decision-making, we want to increase the quality of policy making, right?
Right.
But most of people will not have either adequate information or full information because they live in certain, as we say, information bubbles. They are the subjects of disinformation often. So they may need be introduced to some aspects of the subject that is going to be discussed and opinionate.
Because everybody that is contributing is bringing their own experience, right?
Well, usually we expect that in this process to change raw opinions into considered opinions, we'll have two sources of information that are not evident on their daily life. So firstly, participants have got access to expert knowledge, and we have to be sure that this expert knowledge is understandable, is provided, is formulated in the simple language, and that there is an opportunity to ask questions to experts. So we usually have briefing materials. It could be the video material. We've got the board of experts, and we can hear the groups from civil society of those who think represent citizens, but they may differ in opinions. So there could be the hearing sessions. But at the same time, citizens from different walks of life meet together. And that's important.
Right.
So they can listen to people other than themselves who have got different experiences. And they listen to the, arguments from the other side, basically. And then this experience may change their views.
Right.
And it shows in the research that this change can occur. I wouldn't say that the change is necessary to call the experience deliberative. The discussions deliberative, but it's important that there is access to information and that there is free, equal, reciprocal exchange of information and opinions between members of a certain community.
How can you facilitate participation for these groups that they don't have the same opportunities?
I think that participants or citizens in general should have the choice how they want, what is most convenient for them or comfortable, or just sometimes the only possible way to contribute to decision-making process. So offering the platform, for example, can be at the same time, can exclude or include, depending on the situation. That's why it's good to give the choice. Some people would prefer to participate and contribute online, while some others, for different reasons, face-to-face. So imagine that, people, not only because they have no time, but also because they are taking care of children or other dependent people, may prefer to contribute online, right? So when introduced to the platform, they may be able to do it. You speak about excluded, marginalized, but this is very this is probably a large category. But majority of people can use IT technology. They access social media. Why not? Why not to use the platform if they trust that their voice can be heard? So there has to be the motivation to use the platform. But I think that these platforms can contribute to including people who have no chance to contribute otherwise, because they wouldn't attend the meeting at certain time in certain place, because they can't leave their responsibilities behind.
Anna, thank you so much for shedding some light on digital platforms and citizen participation. And to our listeners, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Communicating Democracy. And if you want to discover more about the link between democracy and technology, check out our EuroPCom podcast series. And of course, if you like this episode, feel free to share it with your network. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time. This is a podcast series of the European Committee of the Regions. For more information on EuroPCom, please visit the website co.europa.eu.